And I wanted to show you guys the order of the presenters, and then if there's somebody, if we need to add their name to the list, we can. Does that sound good? All right, so let me share my screen with you guys. And thumbs up if you can see the names. Okay, so I have Andrew, Dashiell, Rosie, Hadley, Evelyn, Owen, Andrea, Alice, and George. So now I can unmute you guys. And is there anybody who needs their name added to the list?
Yeah.
Anybody who needs to get added to the list?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're on the list, so your name is number 8.
All right, so I think we have everyone. Give me a hand up if you didn't hear or see your name and you want to see your name. I don't think there's anybody because pretty much all the people that are in this meeting are more or less presenting. So thank you guys for all the hard work you've been doing at home, and I'm really excited to learn what you researched for your career. And just so you know, some of our upcoming projects that we will do involves learning about North Carolina and our history, learning about the human body, and then our very last project will be for the last day of school, which is June 11th. And on that day, you can present some of your favorite memories about the school year. So more to come on that, but we definitely want to make our last Zoom fun and our last day of school fun. So, Andrew, I'm going to pull up your presentation, and then, if you don't mind, I can help you unmute yourself if you need it. Let's see.
You might have a not want to present.
Can we work as a team? Like, I'll read some, you read some?
Brown to read some, and then you read some? You want Miss Brown to read some, and then you read some?
Like, I'll just stop at a random word and you can read the random word? Maybe? Well, we'll see how it goes. If you unmute yourself, I'll know that means yes.
Oh, he said he wanted me to read it. Is that okay?
Totally fine.
Okay. Okay, can I start?
Yeah.
Inventor by Andrew Todd. An inventor is a person who makes new inventions or devices. The invention needs to perform a function, and they also make changes or improvements on already made inventions. Okay, inventors. You want to read it? Okay, go read it then. Inventors? Okay, go ahead. Okay, inventors mostly work in labs, research, or private settings. They can be engineers, scientists, educators. It's not always their main job. They need to be creative, good business person, and a hard worker.
Awesome. And just a reminder for everyone, if you're taking notes on what you learn, you'll be able to better ask Andrew some questions.
Why this is for me. Okay. He doesn't want me to read one part of it. You want to read it? Go ahead. Oh my gosh. I enjoy building and designing new things. I like to figure out how things work. I like science and math, and I am a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
The benefits are new inventions that could help improve people's lives, and maybe I could sell it and make money. Challenges, getting the invention to work. It could cost a lot of money, and it could take many years. Famous inventors. So we looked up just a couple of them. Albert Einstein, he did the theory of relativity. There's Thomas Edison, invented the light bulb, and Nikola Tesla was AC current. Tesla. And my inspiration, because he was the AC electrical systems, and we had seen this in a movie. So we took that part out, but we had seen it in a movie.
Awesome.
And then it makes a difference. Inventions make a difference by improving, hopefully to improve the world and people, and helping people to live better.
I love that picture you put in too.
Me as an inventor, I imagine myself working on an invention for the home, maybe working for a big company or making an invention by myself, studying hard in school, taking business, math, and science classes, keep trying to make improvements because it can take a long time to get it right. And that was one of the inventions he made yesterday. It was a pulley. He climbs the tree, and instead of having to get down to get stuff like snacks, I put stuff in the little box and then I pulley it up to him. So he never has to leave the tree. Him and me pulley it up and down.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's give a nice big round of applause for Andrew. And now we can open up the floor for questions or comments. Raise your hand and maybe I can help unmute you. Anybody? Anybody? Evelyn, do you have something? Oops, gotta unmute you. Sorry guys, technical difficulties with the unmuting. Go ahead, Evelyn.
There was only one famous inventor that I didn't know. It was the third one.
Yeah.
Nikola.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. We had seen it in a movie, the Goosebumps 2 movie, and he invented AC current, which is alternating current. So you see it a lot in radios and you can see that people use today, the AC current.
That's awesome. Any other questions or comments for Andrew? Something that they liked about his presentation?
Not really.
Oh, Andrea, go ahead.
I like that you had a lot of details about it.
Oh, what do you say? Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, next up on our list, we have Dashel, and he's going to share with us about being an NBA analyst. So Dash, can you see your presentation?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Okay. Well, I made a slideshow about being an NBA analyst. What most NBA teams have data analysts as staff on their team. These data analysts work with coaches and players to maximize the talent of the players. And if I don't really get this part, I think they're trying to maximize the most money or something. Identify undervalued players. NBA's players use wearable technologies to track their health, avoid injury, and track their fatigue levels. Why? Because I really like basketball, and I also really like math. I can watch basketball. I can meet a lot of basketball players. I get to be in the team photo, which would be cool. I can travel a lot, which I really like to travel. And I get to do math all day. So basically, that's my dream. I think it would be really hard, but it would have a good side to it because I could get a degree in college, like in statistics, like my mom. So yeah. And then there's still one more thing. This is my brain map, which is, by the way, really hard to make virtually. So don't get mad at me if it's hard, if it's like not good looking. Okay, well, so I'm gonna start with the good parts. I get to travel a lot, and I get to travel to cool places. And it combines math and basketball, which are my two dreams. And then I would work in an office or in the arena. A hard part would be there would be a lot of long hours, and if I traveled a lot, then it would be hard to make a family. And then there's probably a small office.
I like how you really thought through everything, Dash.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, there should be a space between A and lot. I use Wikipedia, Ducksters, and Google. Not capitalize Google.
Usually. but it's
Okay.
okay.
I didn't know.
So your dad was able to explain a lot for you?
Yeah. I mean, I normally had paid more attention to college basketball. But yeah. My dad kind of explained what the NBA was to me.
Awesome. Well, round of applause for you, of course, everybody. Our little clever friend. And just in case, if you were taking any notes on what you learned, hold them on up to the screen. Let's see. Anybody taking some notes? Just writing down a word or two what they learned? If not, we'll go ahead and start doing that with Rosie so that we'll be able to ask good questions. Anyone have something they would like to ask Dashel or a comment? Do you have something, Jackson? I can't tell. Is your hand up, bud? Let me try to unmute you here. All right, you're unmuted, Jackson.
Okay.
Did you like Dashel's presentation?
Yeah.
Do you like
Yeah.
Do you like basketball too? Maybe you could work with Dashel one day if you like math and basketball. That'd be cool. All right. Any other questions or comments for Dashel? Miss Cologne.
Hi, I would just like to know, Dashel, are there any places in particular in your travels that you'd like to see when you're an NBA
Well-
analyst?
Well, I mean, a lot of NBA teams, I believe, like travels to different countries for like tournaments and stuff. And also, I would get to go to a lot of major cities because most major cities have an NBA team. So
Okay.
I think
And do you
that'd
have
be
a city in mind? Like, we know Miss Brown loves all things Italy. Do you have some place you especially want to go on your travels?
well. I mean, Texas would be cool.
Oh,
Houston
nice.
Rockets.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, the Lone Stars. Everything is big in Texas.
Well, thanks again, Dash.
Mhm.
Next up, I am very proud to present Rosie and her slideshow on being a geneticist. Can you see Rosie?
Yes.
Awesome.
Geneticist by me, Rosalie Edmonds. This is my brain map. So here we go. So they work hard by, I think they work hard by finding new problems and also cures. What they do, geneticists study genes. Where they work, in the field, but mainly in the laboratory. Fun facts, they help find diseases, they help cure diseases, and they study all kinds of people. They study all kinds of life, not only people.
Ooh, this is a fun transition you added to your slide.
Thanks. The why. Why might I choose this career? I would choose this career because I take an interest in learning all about genes. I like knowing how people are different. It is important that we're all different so we're not a bunch of robots. What are the benefits of this career? I think if I were to be a geneticist, I would feel good when I found a cure to a bad disease. I also think it would not get boring. I also think that my colleagues would be quite smart, so I would not be doing all the work.
Wow, I love that vocabulary word you used, colleague. Can you tell us what it means in case somebody doesn't know?
To get together and
Yeah, so it means it's kind of like a coworker or yeah.
Somebody you work with.
But somebody needs to talk about what is the standard message about N95 masks. And
Sorry about my mom in the background.
That's okay.
The what? What are some challenges that this career might have? Like I said in the brain map, I think it would be challenging to try and find cures to diseases all the time. Also, it'd probably be hard to go to school for an extra 3 or 4 years. It also does not sound great to me that it might be possible that I would spend most of my time in a laboratory.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of windows in a lab.
So this was my famous person. The famous person I'm going to pick for my famous person is Barbara McClintock. To start us off, she was born in the year 1902 and died in the year 1992. 90 years old, she won herself a Nobel Prize in 1980. She even got herself on at least one stamp. She went to school at Cornell University in 1919 at the age of 17. It would be there that her life was changed forever. So this was a stamp of Barbara McClintock. Also, she studied, it's kind of funny, she studied corn genes. So
Interesting. I love that even studying something like corn can help all of humanity.
So this was my bibliography. I only did my research on Ducksters, Google, and Wikipedia. Thank you. Thank you for watching my slideshow.
Woohoo! Great job, Rosie. You had such fun things in your presentation. And I think Dashiell's up first for a question or comment.
Well, I was gonna do a slide about a famous person, but really hard to find a famous basketball analyst. So
Mm-hmm.
True.
Evelyn, did you have something?
What did you do to make your background and thing look like that?
Well, okay. So at the bottom next to stop video, you just click on that arrow and choose virtual background. And if you have any pictures on that device, you change the background. Also, if some devices don't have that setting, so you can't do it.
That's cool.
Anybody else have questions or something they liked? Oh, I think Andrea does.
Actually, I have a question. What is the website Ducksters? I've never been to that website. What is it for?
It's like it's kind of like a you can search a lot of things. It's a website for kids that
It's a really cool website. All right, if there aren't any more questions, then next up on my list is Hadley. So Hadley, let me pull up your presentation. And give me 1 second. Let's see. All right, Hadley, can you see this screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So we will get started.
Okay, what they do. Firefighters work very hard to protect people from fires. They can also help people in accidents. They go into fires at 1500 degrees.
Wow, that's pretty hot.
Where they work. Most firefighters work at fire stations. They can even sleep there.
How would you feel about sleeping at the fire station?
I'm not sure. It would feel kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Fun facts. 75% of the firefighters are actually volunteers, and they're expected to get dressed in less than 2 minutes. Why this job makes a difference to the world. Firefighters have very daring, very cool, and very, very dangerous jobs to go into fires. And many don't even get paid. They just want to help their community. Do you know any firefighters? My uncle is a firefighter. He gives me some inspiration. Do you know any firefighters? Or do you have a fire station close to you? Bye-bye.
Thank you, Hadley. Great job. Clapping for Hadley. Did we have any questions, or can we answer Hadley's question? She said, did you know any firefighters, or do you have a fire station close to you? Rosie, go ahead.
I do know a firefighter. He's my dad's friend from high school, and I do have a fire. I do know where one is.
Awesome. Alice, you next.
Well, actually,
You guys talk.
down the street we have a fire station there.
Cool.
That's awesome. I can tell you, Hadley, that I know someone. His name is Andy, and he lives in New York, and he's a volunteer firefighter. So just like you said, he doesn't get paid. And when I was teaching in New York, every year he would come in with his gear, and he would show us how it works. He would even let us try on the oxygen tanks to feel how heavy it was, and it was very cool.
Yeah.
Valerie, go ahead. There is a fire station close, and that's like close to the library where I live.
So awesome.
Was it heavy?
Oh yes, it was very heavy. And they also have this device to help keep them safe, and it detects their movement. So if a fireman was in a fire and all of a sudden he stopped moving, slowly the beeping from this device gets louder and louder so that someone from the outside could rescue him if he had fallen down and maybe got knocked unconscious or something like that. So it's very neat, all the technology that they have to help put out the fires and keep the firemen safe. So great job, Hadley. Next up, we have Evelyn. So I will pull up your presentation. And give me one quick second. Alrighty, so I'll exit out of this one and this one. Okay, next up, it should be geology. Can you see?
Yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Geology by Evelyn Knott. Famous geologists: Carl Darwin, Stephen Gould, Robert Baylor, and Charles Lyell. What does their career involve? Engineering geologist, geochemist, and geophysicist.
Wow, which one is more interesting to you, the geochemist or the engineering geologist or the geophysicist?
I think it's kind of the geophysicist.
I like that.
Questions. What do you love to study in your job? What made you become a geologist? What do you like to work? Where do you like to work? What do you like to wear when you work? Did you want to be something else when you were younger?
Those are really great questions. I wonder if I can try to find like the email of a geologist right here in North Carolina. Maybe you could ask in an email.
Hi, Roxy.
Awesome, Evelyn. Was there anything else you wanted to share with us about being a geologist?
No, but I do want to say that they do study a lot of volcanic rock.
Awesome. Would that interest you? If you chose that career, you would want to focus on volcanoes?
Yes.
Sweet. Raise your hand if you ever visited a volcano. Some people I know, they go to Hawaii and they go see a volcano there.
No, but I would like to.
Me too.
My friends visited Hawaii.
Super cool. Do you know if they saw a volcano or no?
I'm pretty sure they did. I think one was erupting, or it wasn't erupting, but it was they had to. I mean, when they went down there to pick up their new adopted son, they were going to. They saw one, because he was born in Hawaii.
Very cool. And does anyone know the name of a volcano? I could think of a couple, but I want to see what you know. I thought of Vesuvius. Raise your hand if you've heard of Vesuvius. In Pompeii.
Oh, yeah.
The whole city was wiped out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And Raise your hand if you've heard of Mount St. Helens. Anybody? Anybody? Awesome.
My
Well-
dad hiked up it.
No way. That's awesome.
Wow.
And Andrea, you're actually next in our presenting list. So are you all ready to go? Okay.
Show it, just-
One page is with all the writing. One page is with my picture. So for my character,
show
I
the picture.
Wow.
for my character I chose.
Right.
Tight, for my career, I chose. I want to be a tightrope. Well, I think I want to be a tightrope walker. I chose this because I like to perform for people, to challenge myself, work with other artists. Need to learn how to walk straight, keep your balance, practice it a lot.
Practice a lot.
Practice a lot. Be brave in front of audience, and remember to don't look down. Pay attention to what you are doing and have fun.
Awesome job, Andrea. Who has some questions or comments? What do you guys think about being a trapeze walker? Alice, do you have something? Oh, I think you're just waving
Andrea.
your wand.
Andrea, why did you choose that career?
Because I want to practice doing balance so I could
You were kind of choosing between a few different ones. What are some of the different ones you were trying to choose between, like actress or dancer? You said?
Mhm.
She was trying to decide between different performers, like actress or singer or dancer. And then she decided it would be cool to be in a circus or a performance like a tightrope walker. So
I think that's awesome, Andrea. And hopefully it encourages you that many times performers, they have different paths that they take in their careers. So maybe you might start out as a trapeze walker and then you might decide, I'm going to take some acting classes and also start acting. So that's one fun thing about being in the performance industry. So you can do many avenues. Valerie, what do you think?
What if he falls and get injured? I would still do lots of things because I like.
you can be a teacher, trapeze walking teacher,
Mm.
or coach,
Mhm.
even if you get injured.
Yeah, because I did not like stopping to do something.
I bet Andrew's dad knows lots of athletes who got injured and then they became coaches or they found other ways to work in sports. Similar with performing.
Yeah,
That's
great
nice.
question though, Valerie, because it is important to think about what's the risk and is it worth it? Do I really want it?
That's why I wrote need to learn how to walk straight because you really need to learn how to walk straight when you're
Yeah.
walking on something that's really straight and yeah.
You're right. It takes a lot of practice and determination.
I
Let's
have a
give a nice round of round of applause and then a question. Great job, Andrea. And question, go ahead.
Or more of a comment, but if I guess it's just that risk versus reward thing, because like one of those things that like you don't want to do the math for, because if you do, you'll be like, oh geez, you know.
Yeah, don't want to think too hard about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's true for any performing career. You just have to get in the zone and give it your best. So great job, Andrea. Next up, I'm going to present Owen's career. Now, Owen, if you want to unmute yourself and read the slides, you can. But if not, I can read them. So thumbs up if you guys can see where it says game designer. Awesome. So Owen, like I said, interrupt me anytime, but I'll start reading for you. So Owen would like to maybe be a video game designer. And here's what they do. Video game designers design characters and they come up with ideas for video games. They also have to come up with a creative story and be creative while they're designing it. And they also have big rooms with fancy computer monitors. So here's some info, which is short for information. Owen really likes video games, so he thinks it would be fun to design them. And if he were a video game designer, he could see games before other people and could also make the game. One of the challenges of this job is that it could take more than a year to finish making games. Some famous people, I'll try to pronounce their names correctly. Shigeru Miyamoto created the Mario games and worked at Nintendo. Marcus Persson, or Notch, created Minecraft, and Tim Sweeney created Fortnite. Very cool, I'm learning a lot today. And here's about the career and what you would study. I would need to go to college and study computer programming and design. I would want to go to the University of Southern California because they are the best university for video game design in the United States. I want to work for Epic Games. So a round of applause for Owen. I love his background pictures, how they really went along with what he was talking about on each slide. And does anybody have any comments that they would like to make or questions? Anybody?
Raise your hand.
Yes, Jackson.
I like Mario.
Say it again. Say it louder.
I like Mario.
Awesome. Andrea. Oops, I'm trying to unmute you. Sorry.
So, Owen, what kind of video game are you thinking in your mind to make? Or, yeah. What kind of video would you like to make? Because I don't know what you would like what kind you would like to make.
He's thinking.
I don't know if he's frozen or not. Can you try a thumbs up, Owen, and we'll see if you're frozen or not? Maybe he's frozen. But if you can, Owen, you could type in the chat box.
See Owen.
What kind? Oh, there's a thumbs up. So, Owen, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Would you want to create a new racing game, kind of like Mario Kart? What do you think? Maybe? Or something more like Roblox where it's building.
Which one's Owen?
Owen is the one, sorry, that says Megan Johnson. Oh, and I think he's given us the clapping symbol for maybe something more like Roblox he might make. Super cool. Can everybody raise their hand if they've ever played a Mario game before? Mario game. Anybody?
I played it before.
Okay.
I love playing it.
And then give me a thumbs up if you've ever played Minecraft. I have not. Oh, wow. Very cool. Great job, Owen. Next up, we have Alice, and I actually have some pictures I can share while she reads us her paragraph. So, my screen's being weird. Okay. Alice, can you see your writing on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Can you read to us about zookeepers?
Mm-hmm. Zookeepers take care. I'm doing this one. Okay.
Okay. Oops. Sorry, let me share it one more time, Alice. And okay, and go.
Go ahead.
Zookeepers take care of animals. They feed them, they train them, they give them medicine when they are sick.
Great
I want to be a zookeeper because
I want to help animals in danger. I like to train animals. I love animals. I want to feed animals.
Oh, I like how you put the hearts for the letter O for I love animals. Alice, do you have 3 favorite kinds of animals that maybe you would look
Imagine.
forward to helping the most?
Giraffe.
Hmm. What else? Think of 3.
Penguin. Mm.
Whatever.
And also elephants.
Elephants. And my other question for you, Alice, would be, do you believe there's any kind of animals that should not be in a zoo? For example, the elephants are so big, maybe we should just leave them in their natural home in Asia. What do you think?
Mm-mm.
Does anybody else have questions or comments on Alice's career studying zookeeping?
I'm not
Andrea, oh, you're not
I'm not
finished?
finished.
I'm sorry, those were the only pictures I had, so I thought you were finished.
To be a zookeeper, I need to make good grades and learn lots of science. In college, I will volunteer at a zoo. Maybe they will give me a job.
That sounds nice.
Wait, was that it? Oh, and great job. Let's do a round of applause for Alice. Sorry about that, Alice. Didn't know that you were done. And any questions or comments? Jackson, what's your question?
What you want to ask?
I'm going to ask you my favorite food.
It's crazy.
Huh?
What zoo would you like to work at?
Oh,
Is there a certain zoo you want to work at?
No,
Any zoo?
any zoo.
Very cool. So if you had to move out of North Carolina and live in another state, you would be okay with that? Oh, cool.
Never speaking.
Go ahead, Rosie.
What is, like, why did you choose this job?
Is there a reason you picked zookeeper?
I love animals.
And Valerie.
What would it be like if you were a zookeeper?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's, I think I put it in the
What would it be like
documentation.
if you're a zookeeper? I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I think it's
My
on
mom's
there
talking
in
over
the-
you.
Well, no, I haven't put up that.
What would it be like if you're a zookeeper? I would love it. And I would love to help animals, and also sometimes you have to get messy.
Great answer, Alice. Andrea, did you have a question? Yes, no? Okay, go ahead.
Like, if you had an elephant in a zoo, I don't think it would fit because, like, it would take a long time for you to make a big cage. But that wouldn't, like, be much fun to build for, like, a lot of.
Anyway.
That's a good point, Andrea. They might have to create a large habitat for the elephants instead of just a smaller cage, because that's a bit more kind to the animals too. Help them to feel at home even though they're not at home. All right. Well, if there aren't any more questions for Alice, then George is our last presenter. So let me share my screen and get George's ready. All right, George, can you unmute yourself and let me know if you can see the screen? Let's see, you're unmuted. Can you say something? Oh no, George, we cannot hear you. Do you want to type in the chat box, George, if you're okay if I read it? Are you okay with that, George? Because we can't hear you. Do you have headphones maybe? Sometimes that helps. Let's think. While we're waiting for George with his technical difficulties, we'll take a dance break. All right. So let me just unmute everybody real quick so that you can shout out a number. Oops, here we go.
Join the dance break?
All right, shout out a number, friends.
6.
Okay, number 6. Here we go. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. All right, number 6 is the lasso dance, and that is from Monsters University.
Okay.
Good job, Alice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Another number.
1.
2.
Numero uno, I heard. And that is the genie.
Wait, we had this in third grade lesson.
Yeah, we have had this twice today, so
grade too.
you might remember some of these.
I
remember almost all of them.
5.
Oh, 5? Okay.
5.
Did you remember it was a star? Is that why you picked it?
Maybe.
2.
5.
2.
2?
2.
8.
Oh, Jackson really liked this earlier, the Wreck-It Ralph dance. Remember Jackson?
Yeah.
5.
Hey, George, thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you think you're going to be able to read it? Can I read it for you, George? All right. Thanks for joining our dance break, y'all. I'm going to mute you just so I can read George's. Feel free to dance while I'm reading. That's fine. Just got to stay on mute so that we can all be able to listen. All right, so George was our last presenter, and he studied about being an archaeologist. So for his assignment, he wrote, I imagine myself in this career. If I was in this job, I would probably look for artifacts that showed ancient Greek gods. I would search for objects that showed Hercules. He was the best fighter of all the gods. Number 2, what would I need to study or do to obtain this career? I would need to go through high school and then to college. I would study archaeology in college. Number 3, where he would like to work and study. I would like to study archaeology in college, and then I would work in Crete or Greece or Italy. Good idea, George. My dad worked in those places. Number 4, what I hope to accomplish. I want to be a famous archaeologist. I want to be famous so that people would teach people how to do archaeology, or how he would teach them. I also want to own my own museum with artifacts and maybe even dinosaur bones too. That would be amazing. And number 5, who might my inspiration be? My dad did archaeology in school. Wow, I never knew that about your dad, George.
That's
Round of
nice.
applause. Awesome. Well, I think that's it for today because George's mic doesn't work, so asking him questions might be hard, although we could try typing it in the chat box. Did you guys have any comments, though, maybe that you wanted to encourage George what you liked?
Rainbow.
Ashley?
Go.
I was gonna ask you if we could do a scavenger hunt.
I
Totally
actually
should.
have to go right here. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye, Rosie.
Scavenger hunt.
Any other, before we do a scavenger hunt, which is kind of fun.
Leave.
Oh, bye, Dash. We can think of our scavenger hunt like an archaeology dig, maybe finding artifacts. But any other comments for George, what you liked? Bye, Jackson. All right. Well, George, I liked how you included personal details, like how your dad studied archaeology, and then how you thought specifically of countries where you'd like to work. And of course, Miss Brown approves. Italy's on the list. For your scavenger hunt, since George picked archaeology, can you go and find something old and come back and show us?
Old?
This is the best I got. Oops, let me unmute you guys.
It's bed. My bed, the bed right here. The old. Oh,
This is kind of old. Oh, I like it, Andrew. Some picture artifacts.
yeah. I know.
Nice, George. An older
My
candle.
my dog Gracie that died.
Aw, sorry that she's in doggy heaven. Oh, Hadley, nice bell. All right, so that was our first artifact, something that's old. Wow, that's cool, George. For our next artifact, why don't we find something colorful?
Okay. I won.
Be colorful.
That's easy.
Yeah. The box is kind of colorful. What do you think?
I found it.
This house box or that one?
I found it.
Yeah, yours is right there.
This is something colorful, I guess. I painted.
I love it. Very colorful, Andrea. Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, those I think are Melissa and Doug. Wow, George, you have some Swiss chard. I love it. Sweet. And Hadley, your shirt itself is colorful, and so is what Andrew has.
It's
I like it. Aw. All right, one more. Let's see, for your last one, either grab a box, a bag, or some fun container.
Something, a box. Here's one.
Yeah, that's a box.
Ooh, this is mine for all you Harry Potter people. It's from Honeydukes. You can see a chocolate frog.
Trash can.
Wow, it looks like a basketball net.
Yes, it's a basketball.
Sweet. Oh, Target. Somebody shops at Target in Hadley's family.
Basketball.
Awesome, Ashley. Awesome, Miss Cologne. Well, that's all for today. Guys, we will be here again tomorrow at 11 where you're presenting your African countries. Bye.
Bye.
Great job, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.